Janome.
Hello, I'm Susan Enderson, and I'm here today to show you Janome's Holiday Open House project, a cookie liner tray that we're going to create on either a domestic or long arm machine. It's done with scraps of fabric left over from your quilting this year and covered in vinyl. Let's get started. Let's go over the supplies you're going to need for this project. First things that you're probably going to notice is it's scrap fabric. Take scraps from your leftover quilt or fabric that you no longer want to use but are in the right for the holidays, and you can use any kind of shape you want, and then you're going to take your time and do your layout. But before we do that, we're going to have our backing fabric right side down, our batting right side up, and then you're going to cover your batting with all the fabric. Now you don't want any batting showing through your tray setting, so we want to make sure we get all of those little spaces covered. Now I've actually gone on and done something else with this too, in that I've taken some confetti pieces, a little bit more metallic coloring. Now you can sprinkle this around, or you can cover up some of the holes where your batting is showing. And that way we'll cover that up and make it nice for you. Now besides this holiday, you can also work with silk leaves. These are just a craft package of silk leaves that I laid on top of my batting, covered it with the vinyl, and did free motion quilting. You're going to need a tray that you're going to start with. This is your cookie tray, and I've used a blue and white theme here with this one, and again added in my little silver stars and snowflakes. Now that I've shown you the basic setup, let's head over to the long arm. Let me show you how to set this up on my QMP20, because we're going to do this on the long arm. This is really great to work out because you'll get all of your tray cloths done in one time. Now, the hard part, if you want to think of it, the hard part is all your scraps. But we're going to start with getting the backing of our tray cloth pinned to our leaders, and then we're going to lay out our batting on top. And from there, I'm going to scatter all my pieces of fabric. Now I've added in, these are leftover pieces from a Christmas quilt I did a few years ago. And then I'm adding in some little lame, little bright and shiny stuff, and then some confetti or scatter just to sprinkle in to give it that little bit more of a holiday feel. And once you've got that where you're happy with it, you're going to take your vinyl, there we go, and I'm just going to lay this right on top, like so. I don't have to pin it down, I don't have to fuse it down, I don't have to do anything, because nothing's going to go anyplace on my long arm. Now I'm going to do free motion. Yes, you could do Pro Stitcher, but this is a great way to practice your free motion. And you know what? Since it's just a tray cloth, it's not going to matter if the stitches aren't perfectly aligned and perfect squares or perfect curves. Just a great way to play with your free motion. Now we are using the glide foot. This is the open bowl, if you're not familiar with it. I love this for doing like piece tops, because it'll glide right over the tops of your seam allowances, where you have all those star points and everything matching in the center. It goes right through it. But that's what your glide foot will do, and you just finish your whole piece that way. If you don't have a long arm, you can definitely do this project on your domestic machine. I'm here at Janome's Continental M8, and I have my ASR attached. That's my accurate stitch regulator that regulates all my stitches to make them equal length while I'm doing my free motion. I also have my clear view foot. This is also the foot that has the echo lines on it at 1/4 and 1/2 inch. They're the red lines that go around the needle. Then on top of that, I have a purple needle. Gives me that little bit larger eye so that when I've got my machine threaded with quilting thread, I'm not going to have any broken threads or skip stitches. Once we have our ASR attached and our machine threaded, we're now ready to set up our machine to do our free motion quilting. I'm going to select my t-shirt or my sewing applications. It's going to give me different sewing options, but I'm going to go to my quilters tab, select free motion, and I'm going to select the M or middle stitch number 3. This particular stitch sets me up to use my QC or QO foot, which are floaters for free motion, but it also gives me my option for my ASR. Now that I've got my machine all set up with my ASR engaged, I'm going to go ahead and start my free motion quilting. So I'm going to do my 1 stitch stop and pull my bobbin thread to the surface so that I don't have that remaining on the back of my quilt back. Now we're just going to move the fabric and do my free motion. Now the only thing you want to remember with this is you don't want to go through any of the metallic or metal pieces that you laid out as far as the confetti goes. Just go around them. Remember, this is a sewing machine, not a riveter. The machine takes care of my stitch length, so I don't need to worry about it being all the same length. Now that I've got my quilting all done, I'm ready to go ahead and do the binding. To bind my cookie tray cover, I'm going to be using extra wide double fold bias tape. I like to use this because it's already pre-folded and ready to go. At my machine, to change my settings back from my free motion, I'm going to go back to a straight stitch and engage my AccuFeed setup. Now I've attached my single holder AccuFeed foot. I like this foot because it happens to be just the width of the stitching that I need, so I can use the edge of the foot against the edge of the fabric as my guide. You could use the twin holder that comes with your machine. Now we're ready to stitch. And I'm running the edge of my fabric along the right edge of my presser foot. Now because this particular tray cloth has a curved corner, I'm having to take it a little slower around the corner. I'm also going to engage my pivot function. This way the presser foot lifts slightly so I can manipulate the fabric underneath of it. And we're just going to continue to stitch all the way around. My cookie tray cloth. Once you finish sewing your binding to the wrong side of your project, you're now going to go ahead and reset up your machine to do AccuFeed without using the AccuFeed or using it similar to a walking foot. To do that, I'm turning off my AccuFeed setting. I'm going to my decorative stitch and I'm going to select quilt. I'm going to page down 1 and select pattern number 17. This is a serpentine stitch and it's my favorite stitch for attaching my binding. Now slide the presser foot underneath the machine and you can see where my presser foot is exactly the width of my bias binding. This is another reason why I love this little foot. Now I'm using the AccuFeed to hold everything in place for me. And the serpentine stitch stitches my binding perfectly flat all the way around. And this is what it looks like when you're finished. Thank you for joining me today. For more information on the Continental M8 and any of the accessories shown in today's video, check with your local dealer about our holiday promotions and special pricing.